Let's get this party started. It's been a while since I've made a podcast, but this is Adam Facenda from Anchors and Eagles, and here we go. Hey guys, this is Adam Facenda from Anchors and Eagles, and it's been a while since I made a podcast. I want to kind of explain some of the things that I went through for the past year. I think my last recording was done in December. I don't even think I released it. I've had such trouble trying to manage my business, my personal life, my health, and create this podcast and do editing and everything else. And I don't know if you know this, but I also own a company called Keep the Fees. So I do a lot of content for them too. So it's been hard to juggle all this stuff. So just to be completely transparent, in April, I made a decision to close one of my studios because it was too much. I mean, I went from having 22 people that I worked with down to 7 or 8 now. And man, what a difference. But let's go back to the reason why I closed the shop. You guys can go look and see in April 2024, the economy was taking a dump, and it was the right decision for me to make. When the business isn't worth the headache of running it for only to make a few $1,000s, it's time to close up. So I condensed down the shop and moved back everyone to my original studio, which also had the beginning of a podcast studio. And in the midst of all that, I had to change my studio, the larger studio, down again. As you can see from behind me, things have changed a little bit. So I had to recreate a whole podcast space, a whole tattoo studio, and refigure out how I was going to do things to continue to do the things that I love. I'm in full-time back tattooing now, which has been great. Talking to more clients, talking to old clients, it's been really good for my soul, because whenever you're having to close down businesses that you loved and were once successful, it's kind of hurtful, and it means that you feel like a failure. But when you speak to other tattoo shops all over the place, or the people that are in your industry all over the place saying how slow it is, even though you're like, well, it's not me, at the same time, it still hurts your ego. And ego death is the hardest thing, right? I've been trying to keep my ego in check for the past 20 years. So closed down the shops, had to rearrange everything, back to full-time tattooing, and trying to concentrate on helping keep the fees grow, and as well as leveling out the hit from the economy. This economy is like pretty bad. It's what I saw in 2007 going into 2008. You'll hear me say it a million times. I opened my tattoo shop in 2008, the biggest struggle of my life. I went from making money to having to open up a business by literally with literally nothing. I had an investment from a friend that was actually a metal guitar player from one of the bands I was in. He did really well, and loaned me $10,000 plus the money that I made traveling as an artist in the state of Florida. And I thank everyone that gave me a guest spot during those times, because man, it really fucking paid off. But I went into this instant debt, 2008, market crash. Now I'm a brand new shop no one's ever heard of, but I've got a good following. I leveraged that against working a lot of hours to keep my shop open. And I never thought this many years later that it would have to be making sacrifices again. This is out of our control. Pandemics happen, poor management of our government happened. I made some adjustments, and now I'm going to try to stay on track in making podcasts. It's hard for me to always think of a new reason to create one. It usually happens on the fly while I'm out in the world, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to talk about. So if you're someone that is following or listening, please do me a favor, give me some topics, just to get back into the groove of editing and all the other stuff that comes with it, because that's been the hardest part. I did a really great interview with Jason Owens and Jason. I'm so sorry I cannot find all the video content from our podcast, which really sucks. It was about an hour and a half, maybe 2-hour podcast, and I got about 45 minutes of solid conversation, and it just drifts off into nothing. So I haven't produced that one yet. So I've condensed down a lot more. And if you're trying to start a podcast, do your research. Right now, I am not in any way affiliated with Riverside FM. They've created a really great product that I keep putting into. That's what I'm recording with now. And it is very helpful, but there is a little learning curve. It does help you out with a lot of editing and stuff like that. There's a lot of other things. So if you have a chance to go on YouTube, check them out. Their content is awesome, pretty straightforward. If you're someone that's thinking about getting into podcasting, it's something that I love and I want to do more of. So if you guys have a chance, DM me, hey Adam, like I'd like to be on your show, or hey Adam, what do you think about this? Give me some topics. I have no problem talking about it. Hopefully, whenever we get the interview styles on there, they'll be a little bit longer, but I do want to chop them up into 20-minute segments because I know how hard it is to listen to podcasts on the regular. Yeah, something I do want to touch on. If you're struggling in business right now, the greatest thing you can do for yourself is take a step back, put all the parts in front of you, bills, expenses, everything you go through, and start asking yourself, what can I do without? Now, the first thing everyone does is they say, well, I can do without this advertising. That's wrong. You do have to put some money into marketing. Even if it's $30 a month, it's at least something. But do yourself a favor. Evaluate what really means the most to you. For 20 plus years, I've neglected my personal health, my relationships with my family, my relationships with my partner, relationships with my animals. And looking back on it, I'm so regretful for all that. I couldn't find balance. So if you're grinding really hard and you're like, man, I can't get ahead. I just don't know what's going on, but I have all this coming in, but I have so much going out. Do yourself a favor. Evaluate what really means the most to you. If you have 2 shops and it's driving you crazy, condense down to 1. If you have a shop and you have a bunch of artists that are working for you and they're driving you crazy, change it. I've heard across the board, all these shops dealing with artists that just are not like good people. They're delegating to the shop what they're going to do. And if the shop is open from this time to this time, those are the times you have to be there. You can't come after or not show up and for your clients and then bitch about your clients. If you're the ones not showing up for your clients, what are you doing? And then later on, you like cry about the fact that you don't have any money. Look, I'm even back to tattooing full time. I took a very long break where I wasn't even tattooing for like months at times. I would just stop. And then I'd come back. I'm like, I'm going to do 2 days a week, 3 days a week. But now it's like, tattooing made me so happy. Why did I leave it? I am sober now. I don't go out. I don't socialize. The greatest thing that I can do right now is start tattooing people to have a social life of some sort. Because a lot of my clients become friends. I mean, you spend hours with these people. So why wouldn't they become closer to you? Unless you're just some dry box that doesn't like to talk to anybody or see the world or learn things. I don't know. I love tattooing people. Hey, I get to do something I love. But yeah, I get to meet people. I get to hear about their life experiences. We get to talk. It's almost like therapy for both of us. So yeah, even I'm back to tattooing full time. So if you're a shop owner or business owner, get back in there, man. Start doing the work. I think that a lot of people that I work with right now, they're inspired to come in and work more, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen a change in my shop since I've been working more. I'm very grateful to work around with a bunch of people that are super respectful to the shop, to each other, and myself. I've not always been an easy person to work with, I should say. But it's my shop, and there are some rules to being in this shop. Like, doing the right thing is the most important thing for me. If you're going to work with me, just do the right thing. You're your own business inside my business, but just do the right thing, But yeah, get back to work. That's what I'm doing. Trying to get back on this podcasting thing and just trying to manage to keep the fees. So if you have a chance, check out Keep the Fees if you're a shop owner. I think it's a really awesome program that we've developed, saving you guys time and money. Money being with the processing, time being with being so organized in one place. Appointments, release forms, request forms, payouts, all these things. I feel that if you're a shop that is used to pencil and paper, it's a little bit of a learning curve. If you're a shop that is ready to make that lunge into some sort of platform that will help your business, I think Keep the Fees is going to be the ultimate software for tattoo shops. In and out. Do yourself a favor. Jump on a demo with one of the people and Keep the Fees. Go to the Instagram. You can book one right there. My other thing that I'm working on is getting back to work, tattooing, my health, going back to the gym, and these podcasts. So thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I know it's kind of rambly and not much structure to it. I just wanted to make one to get myself back out there. And hopefully you guys found some enjoyment out of this. And I promise you the next ones will be a little bit more entertaining and I'll be able to stay on track with my thoughts. Literally just wanted to jump on here. Thank anyone that's ever listened. And if you want to be part of the show, just hit me up, DM me. If you have my cell phone number, text me. Yeah, let's do a show together. Let's talk about shit. Thanks, guys. This is Adam Facenda from Anchors and Eagles. Until I see you again.